Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for the 2025 edition of AEW Dynasty. So we'll start things off with a three-way match for the AEW International Championship where Kenny Omega will be putting his title on the line against Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet. I think you throw this match out there first, the real hooper, get the crowd going, get the juices going here, get some energy in the building. And I think we all know how this one's going to go, and I believe Kenny Omega will be retaining his International Championship here. We saw the teases when Kenny came back of him and Okada clashing, and I think he'll just be on a run leading to All In Texas in July, to where those two will inevitably clash. I think for the challengers in this match, I think Speedball Mike Bailey and Kenny Omega will have a singles match potentially at the next pay-per-view, but I think Ricochet could get mixed into the world title picture here depending on how the main event plays out. So for this Sunday night, I believe Kenny Omega will be retaining his International Championship with All Eyes set for Texas, where him and Kazuchika Okada will clash. So now on to match number 2, and this will be a first round matchup in the Owen Hart Cup tournament where we'll see Will Ospreay taking on Kevin Knight. With Kevin Knight being a replacement here for Jay White, who's injured, I think he'll be putting up a good fight here against Will Ospreay, and he's going to be putting like a Takeshita role where he's going to be put in there with some real guys and some hoopers to just be putting like a show-off role to show the new people who have never seen him before, since now he's in AEW, what he can do till inevitably he sinks his teeth into a feud and goes on that upward trajectory towards the top of the card. But for this match this Sunday night, I think he's going to be losing, and Will Ospreay getting the W here, beating Kevin Knight. For this Owen Hart tournament, it seems like the final two for this, for Double or Nothing, it seems to me that it will be Hangman taking on Will Ospreay. While we could see a Fletcher match because he's on the same side as Hangman, potentially as an upset, and we get another Ospreay-Fletcher match, I think those two seem to be the hottest guys in the tournament with the crowd behind them and everything, that this will be like a can't-miss match to see who's going to be the guy to be challenging for that AEW World Championship at Texas in July. And I think Will Ospreay's journey to that match, that'll be in May for the final, starts here where he defeats Kevin Knight in this first round matchup. So now on to our next match, and that'll be for the TNT Championship where Daniel Garcia will be putting his title on the line against Adam Cole, where there will be no outside interference and no time limit. This is the first match on the card so far in the predictions to where I could truly see it going either way. I could see Daniel Garcia retaining the title and going on an open challenge run where he's defending it left and right every week on either Dynamite or Collision, and he just keeps bringing up the TNT title. But there's also a spot where I can see Adam Cole defeating Daniel Garcia to finally win a championship in AEW. So for this match, I think when it's all said and done, I'm leaning towards, I believe, Adam Cole become the new TNT champion here, defeating Daniel Garcia. Cole's run in AEW has been very weird, up and down, with a lot of injuries and some weird stuff happening in between. And I think him potentially taking that TNT championship, we could see a turnaround into the old Adam Cole of old, to where we all remembered and loved. And maybe we'll see some of his old glimpses of himself like we saw in Ring of Honor back in the day, and some of his old NXT stuff come to light here in AEW, to where like, okay, Adam Cole baby is back. But there's still a small part of me going into this match that thinks Daniel Garcia is going to retain, and we're going to get some crazy ass trios match in All In Texas. I think we could potentially see some kind of gauntlet of a bunch of teams going for the trios titles, or we could have the Undisputed Kingdom of Cole, O'Reilly, and Strong, the Ops with Joe, Shibata, and Hook, the Death Riders, Shane Taylor Promotions, they've been mixed up in here. Maybe the Elite comes back with the Bucks tagging with Hangman if he doesn't win the Owen Hart tournament to go for the AEW World Championship. Maybe some kind of team of Darby Allin and some of the defectors that have had problems with the Death Riders have been taken out. Maybe if Bryan Danielson can like kind of wrestle but not like in a full capacity singles match, they kind of have some kind of mishmash trio, and many more could be heading for those trios championship at All In. But for Sunday, I think Adam Cole is going to be winning the TNT championship. So now on to our next match, and that'll be for the Ring of Honor World Championship where Chris Jericho putting his title on the line against Bandito, who will be putting his mask on the line. This match seems pretty straightforward to me. Maybe there could be a schmoz where Bandito wins but he doesn't win the title, so he keeps his mask and this gets extended out, which I'm not in favor of extending much Chris Jericho storylines out. But I really think that Bandito will become the new Ring of Honor World Champion here, because let's be honest, I don't see what the point of Bandito losing his mask would do here besides Chris Jericho just collecting mask, which I don't know who wants to see that. I also think we've seen the seeds planted for the learning tree just going their separate ways. Big Bill's just losing his mind, it seems, and then Jericho's just berating him and Brian Keith all the time, to where Jericho comes up short here, and then we'll see what happens with the tag team title match next, and then I think the learning tree potentially breaks off their branches and goes all their separate ways. So now we'll move on to that tag team title match where we'll see the Hurt Syndicate putting the tag team titles on the line against Big Bill and Brian Keith. This match also seems pretty straightforward, another learning tree straightforward match here. I think Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are going to roll through the learning tree of Big Bill and Brian Keith and retain the AEW tag team titles here. I think we'll see some glimpses of Big Bill taking out someone here. I think he'll probably get a big slam with Bobby Lashley and it'll be cool looking. Everyone will be like, oh, look at Big Bill. And then I think Brian Keith will get some crazy move off and everyone will be like, hey, look at Brian Keith. And this is where they have their like show out moments here to the inevitable learning tree break apart to where they split off from Chris Jericho. And I think the Hurt Syndicate move on. They continue their little thing that they got going with MJF. And then we'll see what happens next in the AEW World Tag Team Division. So now we'll move on to match number 6 of the evening. And match number 6 will be a first round matchup in the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament where we'll see the TBS champion Mercedes Moné take on Julia Hart. Now there's some history between Julia Hart and Mercedes here to where Mercedes was taken out in a backstage promo a long time ago where the lights went out and it was implied that it was Julia Hart in Sky Blue, and we all kind of know it is, so they could probably play a little into that. But I think in this match Mercedes will win and defeat Julia Hart to move on in the tournament. It seems like all eyes are set for the second round matchup between Athena and Mercedes, and I think that's what we'll be getting at the Boston show here in a couple weeks. So my question with this Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament is who's going to win? Like, would we get the Mercedes versus whoever the AEW Women's Champion is for all the gold? Does the loser of the Mercedes Athena match have some kind of play into the final match to where someone on the other side wins due to a interference or something to distract either Mercedes or Athena to lose, so then we get Athena Mercedes 2 at All In? Because if we look at the other side of the bracket, there's a storyline weaved in with if Megan Bayne wins the championship, you have the winner of the Thunder Rosa Chris Statlander match. That could be the winner because we've seen them have a clash with Megan Bayne on Collision and Dynamite in the past. Jamie Hayter can go against anyone, so she seems like she could take on Tony or Megan Bayne regardless of who wins in that women's title match here. Also, there's the Billy Starks element to where if Billy Starks is somehow in that finale, does Athena kind of repay the favor to Billy of being a minion for so long to where she gets in the way, distracts Mercedes, and Billy Starks pulls the upset and proves that she was training Billy Starks correctly this entire time. But with all that to be determined, I think things start in the Women's Owen with Mercedes getting the first one of the tournament, and she moves on here, defeating Julia Hart. So now on to match number 7. And match number 7 will be for the AEW World Trios Championships, where we'll see the Death Riders of Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli take on Rated FTR. This match has a few questions going into it for me. Will we see the full collapse of the Death Riders tonight? Could everyone be losing a title? Will the tempers flare between Rated FTR and they just get in their way and lose and the Death Riders keep their titles and move on, and then we'll see what happens in the main event? Could we see the reunion of Christian and Cope together after some type of fuckery here with FTR turning on Cope and dropping him to where this is all kind of a charade kind of thing and FTR goes full heel? Of the options in this trios match, I think the Death Riders retain the titles. As I stated earlier, I think there could be some crazy trios match at All In with a bunch of teams to where we see a lot of title challengers here leading into that show to where I think they probably end up losing those trios titles. But for this match, I think Rated FTR implodes and the Death Riders sneak away with those trios titles and get ready for the main event where we know we'll be seeing them when their leader Jon Moxley defends his title. So now on to the co-main event of the evening, and this will be for the AEW Women's World Championship where timeless Toni Storm putting her title on the line against Megan Bayne. Now for me, this is the hardest match to pick on the entire card because I can truly see this going either way. Toni Storm just won the title a few weeks or months ago, and then she wrapped up her storyline with Mariah May, and now she's taking on this brand new person who's just been on a roll in Megan Bayne. And I've always wanted to see someone just come roughshod, run straight to the title and win, but it doesn't seem like people want to do that nowadays. So that has me thinking, maybe this can go either way. And the more and more I think about it, I think that Toni Storm somehow, someway sneaks away and pulls off the win here and keeps and retains her AEW Women's Championship in this match. As we've seen Toni Storm win some matches with roll-ups, I think that could be the way this one ends, where she sneaks it away, gets that roll-up and wins, and then maybe we get another match at Double or Nothing. Since we'll have the Women's Own Heart Cup tournament still going on, we'll have that final on Double or Nothing, so where I don't think you pull someone who lost earlier in the round into the Toni Storm title title match at Double or Nothing. I think you just find a way to somehow run this back. But if you do run it back, I don't know if you want Megan Bayne to lose again or how that would work. Maybe Megan Bayne could just have the win here for this month, and then Toni Storm gets it back here and we have some like quick title changes. Then that leads into whoever wins the Women's Owen. They challenge it all in, whether that's Toni Storm having the title or Megan Bayne, regardless of how you want to flip the title here. But I think for Sunday, I think Toni Storm steals one here and defeats Megan Bayne to retain her AEW Women's World Championship. So now on to our main event of the evening. This will also be the short hype video of the pay-per-view that up tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, where we'll see for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, Jon Moxley put his title on the line against Swerve Strickland. I have a lot of thoughts going into this match to where I don't see a way you can keep the title on Moxley. If you just look at the crowd reaction, if you go through like internet reaction, which some people say the internet doesn't matter and then tout the internet engagement they get off of things, it just seems to me that this could be a breaking point. Like AEW feels like it's back on the uptick. There's some good things going on regardless of who you listen to, who may have not seen the show in the past 2 years and just like to bitch. There's been good things going on and people seem to be enjoying the recent shows. One part that doesn't seem many people are enjoying at all is this whole Death Riders thing. And I think you need, if you thought, hey, Darby's going to climb a mountain, come back and be fucking Superman and defeat Moxley at our biggest show and everyone's going to love it for the title, I think you need to pivot, and I think they should do this. And I think Swerve Strickland will take the title off of Jon Moxley to do what he did 1 year ago at this Dynasty show and become the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. The way seeds have been planted, and it seems like, holy hell, this might actually happen. The Mox title reign might come to an end that we've been seeing on TV, where even last night on Dynamite, where it seems like Swerve and Hangman could be not adversaries anymore, to where it's like a full enemy thing, to where it's like, oh, wait a minute, is Hangman about to apologize and help Swerve here? And I think we could potentially see that, to where he could be one of the people neutralizing the Death Riders, leading to Swerve winning the title. My only question is, who could be the other people to help neutralize these Death Riders, leading to Swerve getting that? Because Hangman, he's one of the guys who can take on multiple people, but I think that there's going to need to be 3, 4, 5 people out here to help Swerve get the job done to get this title. Like, I think Hangman could be one. I thought Jay White could be one, or Orange Cassidy. They're both injured. I don't think they'll be there. I thought, hey, maybe Bryan Danielson shows up. I don't know what his injury status is. We know he likes to lie. He learned a lot from someone else, so maybe he makes his triumphant return here and we get some crazy ending with him. Is Willow going to be okay enough to be the one to neutralize Marina Shafir again? Could Will Ospreay come back out after he defeats Kevin Knight earlier in the evening, to where we kind of see him and Hangman have a stare down? Because everyone wants to be world champion still, and those guys having an opportunity that puts the Owen up and on a pedestal here along with a potential new champion, just seems like there could be a lot of things. Like, hell, if Keith Lee's alright, I don't know. I'm just starting to name names here and just start saying, hey, everyone you've ever heard of could be in this main event angle here. Like, could the locker room finally bond together? Because we saw that's how things ended with Bryan. It was a lot of the locker room just being like, oh hell, what did we just see? And it's probably like, oh hey, let's figure this out. We were all against this to begin with. Let's all merge together and do this thing and stop these guys, to where we can go back on where we were going and get things rolling again on the uptick with these guys not in power anymore. So I think on Sunday night we'll be ending the evening with some crazy ending where who knows who will be involved, but I think we'll be seeing Swerve Strickland regain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So that'll do it for my predictions for the 2025 edition of Dynasty. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Remember to come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for the short of our main event of Swerve and Jon Moxley. Also, Minnesota Vikings franchise shorts. Those keep pumping out. We're about to finish up season 1 in real life. Those videos will be coming out at least 3 a day till the end of this month. So if that interests you, hit that subscribe button. If you like what I'm doing on the channel and want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. Click one of the things at the end of this video. And as always, thanks for watching.